Hello, guys. My name is Trevor Barnes, and welcome to Let's Talk here on Tech Inside. Let's get started. Well, first of all, I don't want this to turn into a rant, really, but it is a little bit rantish. But this is an opinionated show, after all. I've said that a few times, but I kind of waited to make this video because I was hoping it wouldn't be this video. Though I kind of had a feeling it would be. I was hoping that this episode this week of Let's Talk would be about the new iPhone because I'd be having it in my hand. But I don't have it. And that's why I'm forced to make the video you're watching right now. T-Mobile. So, T-Mobile, I pre-ordered the iPhone in your store, the iPhone 6 Plus, 64GB, on the 12th. The day pre-orders were released, or when you were able to make the pre-order, the date you were able to start pre-ordering the device. Guaranteed by the sales representative in the store that I would have it the Friday that it came out. Which was what? What's today? So it'd be the 19th. Well, I don't have the phone, and I have no clue when I'm getting the phone. And I've called T-Mobile about 10 times, have gone through hell, emailed the CEO, got a call back today from an assistant of the director of T-Mobile today. And besides having a $25 credit that I do appreciate, here has been my story with it. And I don't want to bash T-Mobile. It's not just T-Mobile. It's many carriers that have had problems with this. But this has been my experience, and I don't want to be this a rant, but I just want to express how I'm frustrated with how this has gone down. And I'm going to go through kind of my whole entire steps to have led me to this point. So here we go. Again, as I said before, I pre-ordered the device on the 12th. Called on Tuesday. So Friday, pre-orders were available. Called on Tuesday to find out more information about when my device was going to be shipped, when I was going to get charged for it, when the status online was going to change from backordered and what backordered really meant. Gave him a call up, talked to a nice woman. Got to say, every person I've talked to has been very nice. But talked to a nice woman who said I would have the phone Friday, at latest, worst case scenario Monday. But she said I hit the cutoff line. I hit it where every device pretty much on that was pre-ordered on that Friday would be received the next Friday when the device is actually released. So I was like, great, thank you. We get closer to the release, so Thursday, I talked to a dozen or so people getting transferred because I was like, well, I haven't been charged yet. I'm looking online on forums, which could be the worst thing you ever do. Because if you're always any time worried about something, it's like that doctor thing where, if you Google something, what's wrong with you on one of those Dr. MD websites or something, you'll think you're, have cancer and you're dying in 2 days. Same thing kind of with this. You see other people getting charged, other people have a shipping status. I'm like, well, where am I? I mean, I pre-ordered my device the day I was supposed to. I even saw on the forums people that pre-ordered their phones after me. And they have a shipping status, and they're, it looks like they have a tracking number. So I'm like, okay, what's going on now? So I talked to a dozen or so people on Thursday with not much answers. One guy said I would definitely have it on tomorrow, and said, don't worry about the, it still says backorder and you haven't been charged. It will happen sometime overnight or in the morning, but you'll get your device on Friday. Talked to someone else that said it may be 8 weeks. How do you go from one person telling me I would have it tomorrow and another person saying I have 8 weeks? And I pre-ordered the date. What was the point of me pre-ordering it if I have to wait 8 weeks? Talked to so many people, I asked for a manager. Guess what? They can't give me a manager. They said, well, a manager can call you back in 24 hours. So that night I emailed the CEO, a nice long email. And I got a response back from the director of T-Mobile, not the CEO, but someone that said that he was going through these emails, a director. And he said that someone from his staff would call me. Well, I got a call today. But I don't want to jump into that yet. But so Friday comes along, nothing changed on the status of the order, still haven't been charged for it, etc., etc. Go to school, come back from school, and I start calling different T-Mobile stores to find out if I can get anything locally. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna get a phone locally. I did call the T-Mobile again to figure out what was going on with my order, and they said, you'll have it sometime between Monday and next Monday. So that's like the 22nd to the 30th, I believe. And I'm like, okay, great. I love just all this different information. And then another person said it could be another 8 weeks again. So I start calling local T-Mobile stores, and I find one that has the phone. Well, has a phone that I want. It's a Plus, but it's 128 gigabyte. And it wasn't the color I wanted, but they had a Plus, and I was like, great, I'm gonna go there. So I get to the store. The phone is there, and I was like, I'm gonna just buy this. So I say I want to cancel my order and just get that phone. And they start doing it, and it was like there's a problem. They can't cancel my order. And apparently, you can't cancel a T-Mobile jump order. So the phone that I wanted was 10 feet away from me. I saw it in the box, but I couldn't get it because they couldn't cancel my order. So I call, so the guy's like, well, the manager there was like, well, I know this is ridiculous. I can't do anything, but maybe you can call it customer service and they'll let you cancel it. So I go out to my car, hoping that someone doesn't go in and get the iPhone. And I tried calling up, and I can't, they said, no, we can't cancel that order. We don't have that option in our system. You can't cancel a jump order. I'm like, how can you not cancel the order? I haven't even been charged for it yet. I haven't signed anything. It's just an order that's pending. It's not shipped yet. How can I not cancel the order? Can't cancel it. I was like, well, then I want to speak to a manager. I got the same crap. Well, manager can call you back in 24 hours. And I was like, well, this phone's not going to be here in 24 hours. I have the chance to get the iPhone that I want. It's 10 feet away from me. And now you're getting in the way of me getting something that I want, that I pre-ordered for. What was the point of pre-ordering then? I shouldn't have pre-ordered. I should have just showed up on Friday, the 19th, showed up to that T-Mobile store and got that phone. So that's what I should have done. And I could have done it. And I would have had an iPhone in my hand. So this phone call I got today, because at that point I was just like, well, I guess I got to wait. There's nothing I can do. So the phone call I got today from a nice gentleman. You could tell he wasn't a sales guy. He was not someone that is good at talking to others as much. He definitely just works in the administration office of the director of service for T-Mobile. You can tell that. You can absolutely tell that just when you're talking to him. Gave me a call, which I was amazed that he called me. But he gave me a call, and he apologized. He was saying that, he was not, he gave me the most up-to-date information that T-Mobile had about the status of my phone. Most of it wasn't T-Mobile's fault. And this is why I don't want to bash T-Mobile too much. I said, it's not the point that I don't have the phone. That doesn't frustrate me. It's a phone after all. But it's the things that you guys tell me one thing and someone else tells me something else. And, just the lack of information and the wrong information, the different information, that's what really makes me mad and upset. And he was like, well, that's really what we're investigating here. That's why I called you, that, we got your email. We're definitely taking this very serious, and we apologize. You're a dedicated customer. I've had a relationship with T-Mobile before where they've sponsored me even. And, he was even bringing that stuff up. He was like, what, I really do apologize for this. Isn't the way we want to represent ourselves. And he says, the truth be told, the biggest problem was Apple didn't give us enough inventory. He said that, and he was very blunt about it. And he was like, that was the main problem. iPhone 6s, they gave just a regular model. He said, we got more than we expected with those. But with the Pluses, we got less than what we expected. And of course, the Pluses were the big sellers. So, he said that, he apologizes. He said even to me on the phone, he's like, if we could, put you ahead of the list, we would. But he said, seriously, right at this exact moment, we don't have iPhones or iPhone Pluses. The one you order, we just don't have one that isn't already dedicated to someone else. But, I'm on a priority list. He did say that they're getting shipments in every single day from Apple. And he says it's really just a supply and demand issue. But, he was more apologetic, though, about the fact that the different people telling me different things and, promises that weren't kept. He did credit the account $25 because I kind of complained about the shipping then. I was like, well, what was the point of me paying overnight shipping then? If it's going to be a week later than when I thought it was, I was going to get the phone, then I don't care if it's an extra 2 days then, if it's because I paid for overnight shipping. So he credited the account $25, which is what I paid for shipping. And I do appreciate that. And I do appreciate the call. And I told him that because, at least it shows that they care, because he didn't have to do that. But it puts a very bad taste in my mouth. I like T-Mobile as a company. I like their pricing. I like their service. I got to say, and I got to make this point very clear because I'm not bashing T-Mobile. Everyone I talk to, super nice. Super nice. I don't like their manager thing. When I asked to speak to a manager, there's a manager on duty. There's never not a manager on duty. I don't like the fact that I couldn't have spoken to a manager. That I don't like. Um, but no long wait times even when calling, and I know that there's been thousands, hundreds of thousands of customers probably calling them about this. Exactly the same thing I've been doing, and I was never on the phone more than 3 minutes of wait time. So I give them a lot of credit for that. Great support when it comes to some in that department. I just think that they could have done better. And I said, that's the thing I worry about. I said to the guy today when I talked to him, I was like, I plan on being a T-Mobile customer for years to come. And, I said I like to upgrade my device, frequently. And what's going to happen the next big, phone release, the next iPhone or the next big Samsung phone? Am I going to have to go through this again? Because I don't want to go through this. I can't talk. I don't want to go through this again. And he's like, I think we're going to learn from our mistakes here, and we're not going to do this, have this problem again. This was, this was difficult. For everyone involved, Apple, all the carriers, everything. No one had a flawless launch. But T-Mobile probably had the worst. And I put a lot of faith into T-Mobile to make this work for me. And that's why I decided to go with them, even though I was like, well, the coverage, all this stuff, they talked me into it with the sponsorship I did a few months ago with the Note 3. And I don't want to say they lost that in me, but, it definitely questioned why I went. Because I was like, if I was with any other carrier, I could have got my phone today. Or not today. Well, that's what I said yesterday. I was like, any other carrier, I would have had my phone today if I pre-ordered it then. But I don't want to say too many things bad about T-Mobile because I feel like they're trying to make up for it and they realize they made a mistake. And I don't want to ever judge people for their mistakes. If you make the mistake again, that's when I'm gonna be mad. But you know what? This is their first big mistake with me, and I understand. Mistakes happen. And I just hope they learn from it. So I don't want this to be a rant video, but I'm frustrated. And I'm curious to see if you guys, had the same problems, kind of, if you decide to, pre-order and buy the iPhone 6 or maybe past, big releases of a phone or another product. But, it just puts a bad taste in my mouth. But I believe T-Mobile will do better next time. But it's not just T-Mobile, that's just my experience. So that's my experience ordering and pre-ordering and not receiving my iPhone 6. Hopefully I'll get it soon. And when I do, unboxing video, review, first impressions, camera tests, all the 9 yards will be uploaded here on Tech Inside. And hopefully, the next, multiple videos you guys see on this channel, will be about the iPhone as long as I have it in my hands. So it is what it is, and I apologize. I was waiting till the last minute to make this video because it was supposed to be Friday, but I was making sure I wasn't going to get it Friday, and then I just was like, well, but what if I get it Saturday? So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait and make sure I'm not getting this iPhone before I make this video. But I had to make it, and I do apologize if I came out ranting because I don't want to rant. I have nothing really against T-Mobile except for their, kind of communication problem. I don't like the fact I wasn't told things. I don't like the fact that I was promised things that weren't true. And I don't like the fact I was told 1,000 different things. And I don't know what's true and what's not true. But I do appreciate the guy that called me today. He was a nice guy. And, and I do appreciate the $25 credit, though it doesn't amount to much when we're nearly paying $300 a month for our phone. So whatever. But regardless, I still appreciate it. So I guess my hat's off to Apple, to who did a pretty good launch themselves. But to all the carriers, you really screwed this up. T-Mobile specifically, you screwed up. But you know what? You still have me as a customer for now. But I'm telling you, I'm not going through this again. If I want another phone and I have to go through a launch like this again, and I pre-order something, I expect to get it the day it comes out. That's the whole point of pre-ordering something. Because I could go probably tomorrow and find the phone locally someplace. But now I can't even get it because I can't cancel my order. That's what's really screwed up. So I'm going to end the video here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Let's Talk. I appreciate you guys for watching. Again, let me know what your guys' experiences were, if you did get the iPhone 6 or maybe previous iPhone launches or other products like this. Let me know what you guys what your guys' experience has been with pre-ordering stuff and dealing with these companies. But I guess that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.